Welcome to the sixth and last video in our free video series on staying focused and getting rid of frustration at work, brought to you by Schedule Focus. I'm your host, Mac. In our first video, we learned from Stephen King that the secret to being productive at work is getting your process right. In the second video, we learned that however bad you think interruptions are for productivity, they are way worse than that. In the third video, we talked about creators and coordinators, and about how, despite their best intentions, coordinators interrupt creators, which keeps creators from getting work done, which makes coordinators stressed because of missed deadlines, which causes yet more interruptions in a doom loop. In the fourth video, we saw how some creators, like Stephen King and Paul Graham of Y Combinator, use an office hours approach that enables them to unlock super levels of creative focus and productivity. But we also saw how that approach, while amazing, is too rigid for the vast majority of people who need to have both a productive and flexible schedule. In the fifth video, we learned how taking a simple three-step approach to each item on your task list unlocks both productivity and flexibility, especially when you combine that three-step framework with the right tool for the job, Schedule Focus. The three steps are setting a deadline, estimating the time it will take to complete the task, and setting the amount of focused time you need each time you work on the task. In this sixth and last video, we're going to show why unlocking this productivity is a game changer for you, your team, and your organization. When we talked about how bad interruptions are in the second video, we saw that interruptions can easily wipe out half of your productive time each day. Getting that time back, and getting it back without interruptions, gives you even more than twice as much time to get things done. The biggest advantage that this approach gives your organization, over and above the increased productivity, is the opportunity to create a new contract between your creators and your coordinators. Once creators have their work on their calendar, coordinators can easily just look at those calendars to see when tasks will be done, and can easily see whether creators have bandwidth for new tasks or not. In other words, by leveraging their calendars, creators can rely on coordinators not overloading their schedule, and coordinators can rely on the deadlines shown on the schedule being accurate. It's hard to overstate what a game changer this is. For coordinators, being able to credibly forecast when tasks will be completed is a huge advantage. So many organizations can't reasonably plan for the future because they just don't know when things will get done, which, as we've seen, all too often leads to a doom loop of more and more status meetings in an effort to figure out when things will get done. And the interruptions those status meetings create are themselves the cause of not being able to know when things will get done. Breaking out of this loop and giving your organization the ability to plan ahead with confidence is a huge competitive advantage. For creators, having the ability to carve out meaningful blocks of time to get work done not only boosts creativity, it boosts productivity and morale as well. There is a powerful framework called the Eisenhower Matrix, named after the 34th President of the United States. This matrix has two columns and two rows. The columns are labeled urgent and not urgent, and the rows are labeled important and not important. The categories defined by each of these columns and rows are as follows: urgent and important, the right now category; not urgent and important, your task list; urgent and not important, interruptions, the quadrant of waste category; not urgent and not important, the source of innovation category. The approach we've been taking here allows creators to eliminate time spent in the quadrant of waste, which, as we've seen, can easily take up half of every day or more. This frees them to deal with those items that really do need to be dealt with right now, to spend the majority of their time on focused, creative work so that the task list gets done on deadline. And it can even free up enough time so that you can spend some of it thinking innovatively. It may seem counterintuitive that the wellspring of innovation is spending time on things that are not urgent and unimportant. But the thing about innovations is that if it were clear already that they are important and urgent, then they wouldn't be innovative. Everyone would already understand the need for them. Innovations are those things that you don't yet realize you need, and because of that, they are always found by spending time on things that seem not urgent and unimportant. And if you can free up some time to spend there, those sparks of innovations will come much more easily. And that's the strategic impact of what we've been talking about in these series of videos. By taking a simple 3-step approach to the items on your task list and using the right tool for the job to get those tasks on your calendar, like Schedule Focus, you'll unlock huge untapped reserves of productivity, execution, and innovation in your organization. Until next time, I'm Mac from Schedule Focus, signing off.